Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Coach JC. Everyone gather around should be a good one today. Today's topic is just like most men say they don't want to be with women that's been with multiple men. Women don't want to be with men that's been with multiple women as well too. I mean, it goes hand in hand, works both ways. I mean, I know the stigma is always a double standard, like, oh, woman's supposed to be pure, woman's not supposed to be with nobody else besides her husband. Well, let's just be real, a woman don't want to be with a man who has an eggplant, who has multiple kids, multiple baby mamas for the most part. There are some women out there that will date and will try to make a man change for them because he has, different baby mamas, but we're not talking about those. I'm talking about ones that are really genuinely want to find a man, really want to settle down with one man. Honestly, I mean, they really don't want to be a man that has multiple body body count is too high. And as a man, you gotta have more respect for yourself, not to be giving yourself out like that. The same way we preach to women, close your legs, close your legs, close your legs, wait till marriage. I say the same thing to young men too. Like, y'all gotta reserve yourself, reserve yourself, Y'all don't need to be out there screwing around this woman, that woman. Good. That's what does that do? You're gonna have babies out of wedlock, broken families, broken homes, and that's not what you want. And also, you can also catch diseases. And also, too, it keeps you off your purpose, it keeps you off your focus, it keeps you off stuff that really matters in life, You with multiple women, guess what? You're not doing. You're not out there. You're not saving. You're not investing. You're not. You're not putting. You're not putting. You're not letting your money work for you. You're not out there grinding a little bit extra harder. You're not. Putting on, adding on more jobs, more work, more workload, because you're so focused on, oh, let me go this girl, that girl. There's only 24 hours in a day. There's only so much you can do, and there's only so much time you can spend with different people, And I just know for myself, I can't even do all that. All that run the streets and being with different women. I mean, that might be cool for a little bit, a little while, a little chase, but after a while, that stuff gets old. It's like, why am I doing all this? I only have a certain time to be on this earth. Why am I going to be with why am I just going to be with multiple women, different personalities? Why I want to deal with all that? And more cups to fill, You got to think about this. You with multiple women, different attitude, different personalities, birthdays, holidays, and stuff. So it's like, it sounds good on the face value. Oh, you with different women. Oh, you the man, you this. It's a double standard. I already know. But guess what? They ain't telling you, hey, how financially crisis you might be in if you're dealing with women, you're in debt. You can't afford your house, you can't afford your apartment. You rely on this woman, that woman. And it's like, why bother? You should be so busy with your wife, your significant other, with your children, if you got children, that you don't have time to be out there dating. Even if you're single, don't have kids, don't have a family, you should just be grinding, just be trying to get it, just trying to hustle. Like, you get all that trying to be those for women, because guess what? You a man, you gotta be, you gotta pay for all these days, you gotta go to places you don't want to go to. Why put yourself through that? The man, just think about your priorities, focus on your schooling, get past that. Focus on getting you a nice job, career, business, focus on the little things, eating right, trying to just know where you need to be at, And that's kind of like where you need to kind of be at, not trying to be in this woman's inbox, that woman's inbox. That's time consuming. You could be a lot more productive than your daytime trying to just get women randomly on the streets, on social media. Come on now, you got to prioritize your time a little bit better. And then also girls you chasing, they ain't got your best interest. And then you're going to go out there and be like, oh, this woman want me for a free meal and stuff. But guess what? You over here just want her for sex. So it goes hand in hand. So you can't really complain to her, Is that double standard? Of course there's a double standard. Nobody's gonna get on the man like, oh, you got too many girls. No, they're gonna be like, you the man, you're gonna pump you up, dap you up. At the same time though, that ain't the way you wanna live. That ain't the way God wants you to live. He wants you to be one woman, love her to death. Like I said, you had a little phase where you just out there a little wily young man, okay. You get a little experiment, get a little taste of it. Okay, that's cool to a certain degree, but then at the same time, you got to man up, like, you know what? I'm tired of running the streets. You know, I want that person that I'll come home to, family. If I want kids, if not one kid, I want that one person. I ain't trying to be out there just willing and dealing. I ain't trying to do all that. And that's what I told myself, you know, I'm getting married. I'm like, I ain't trying to do all this cheating, and you gotta hide my phone, hide who I'm talking to. Like, I ain't trying to do all that. I'm trying to live a peaceful life. Like, you go with my phone, go to wherever I'm doing, I ain't gotta whereabouts, I ain't gotta be like, oh, I'm not here, I'm somewhere else. No, I'm like, no, I'm here, chilling. I'm at work, doing overtime, doing, you know, doing videos, you know, just chilling, watching football, watching basketball. I'm chilling, like, you know, I ain't doing too much movement. And yeah, like I said, it's really just time consuming, you know, being with those for women, you know, like I said, it ain't really a whole lot of stuff to gain, you know. Only positive I can think is just different experiences you'll learn, different experiences you'll have, but overall, that stuff for the birds, you know, let's just be real, you know, you don't need all that. Just you find you one, love her to death do you part, and that's gonna be the real flex. All that talk about being adult for women, nah, get the one. Say like, hey, I've been this person 20, 30 years, how about that? Most men can't say that, you know, so that's just my thoughts. What's your thoughts? Feel free to comment below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Coach JC, I'm out.